assume, okay, let's just say your mom is a doctor, your father's a lawyer, they're gonna want you to be a doctor, they're gonna want you to be a lawyer, this or that. It was not like that at all. If I'm honest, it was not the opposite, but close to the opposite, because when I said I wanted to take up art professionally and so on and so forth, I'm not saying it was looked down upon, but I just wasn't taking that seriously, because like most Guyanese as well think that, you can't make a career out of art, which is not true, but I mean, hey, I'm trying to prove everyone wrong as I go along.
While many of us struggle with crafting our own place in the world, for others, it appears to happen for them as easily as it began. LaToya is one of those persons who found her place. She's a bubbly and extremely positive young lady with a passion that matches her skills. She describes herself as probably the runt of the family. But in her world, creatives seem to be born every generation.
My childhood, it was pretty good. I was surrounded by multiple creative people. My mother, she's a cake decorator. That's an art form. My uncle, he is an artist. He did paintings and now he does architecture. My other uncle, he was an artist as well. He still is an artist. My sister she performs in the arts as well. She's an actress, and I kind of pulled from that as well. So I got like a little bit of everybody. Oh. Yeah.
Being from an arts-oriented family is not a guaranteed pathway to success in the industry. And LaToya discovered this along the way. Coming from a family of artists, was expected to make this journey a breeze for LaToya. But she soon learned that without your own input of hard work and the unwavering belief in self, talent amounts to little. That worked for her and actually was preparing her for the most unexpected of journeys.
My first big time exhibition, not the ones that you would have in school, you just put up your stuff. Out of school, my first real deal exhibition. It was Filling the Void 2019. It was at the Artachung Conference Center. It was truly an amazing experience because I got to meet so much other people that were just like me. I got to showcase my work. I was so proud of it at the time because not only did I put so much work into the pieces that I had on exhibit, but the meaning behind each one of those pieces and so on, sharing it, because of course people are going to come and ask me, hey, what's this about? What's the story behind your collection here? And I got to share all that with people and so on. And then the way that they took it, as in like when I'm telling them about it, I could sense that they acknowledge, art, that they're actually interested in it. And that's not something I was used to all the time before. Because if I'm in school and I'm doing my thing or whatever, and I go and I show, they'll be like, oh yeah, that's nice. And then that's it, right? They don't have that much interest in it, you know what I'm saying? So it was like a fresh experience to me.
While the event will forever be etched in her memory, LaToya is ever cognizant that those moments must be enjoyed because at times you can get lost.
I'm sure everyone who has a passion for something at one point would, let's say something comes along, you don't have time to focus on that passion. Something comes along that you have to, give more of your attention to, or maybe something happens in your life that just distracts you from practicing what it is, you have this passion about. Eventually, I wouldn't say the passion dies, but something in you, it just makes you feel like you don't have the energy or the will to do this thing anymore. And that's what happened with me, because I had a few times where I felt like, I didn't paint for like months, and it's not like I didn't have the time to, I just didn't even have the energy or the will to.
Persons tend to lose interest in what they love for a number of reasons. A common one is that some people just don't believe they're capable of doing what needs to be done to create their lives around passion. They don't believe they're smart enough, creative enough, deserving enough, or even good enough. They assume that their perceived limitations will get in the way of living their passion, even if they find it. For Latoya, it was a cause altogether different.
For example, around this time last year, I lost my father. That was something really challenging, obviously. And I just did not, I completely forgot about it, to be honest, for a really long time until one day, someone, I think, I can't remember if it's one of my old customers or someone that was referred by one of my old customers or my friends said, "Hey, Latoya, do you still paint?" I was like, yeah. And then they were like, "Okay, cool. I have these shoes that I want you to paint for me because I also do custom shoes." So they said, "I have these shoes that I want you to paint for me. This is the idea, bam, bam, bam." I said, "Okay, sure, I could get it done for you." Right? And it took just that little push that it made me remember why I love this so much. It was so much fun, getting back into it. It's like, oh my gosh, I haven't done this in such a long time. I felt it again. I got that feeling again, and that's what made me come to the decision about a month ago that I really want to just prioritize myself. Okay, good. I have work, so that's taking up this amount of my time, but I also have this much free time. So instead of wasting this much free time, let me at least, try to get back into the groove of doing what it is that I also love to do,
She maintains that she would not have been able to make that bounce back, as we say in Guyanese parlance, had it not been for the undying support of her family and friends. Latoya remains grateful for that. After all, she's probably one of the youngest entrepreneurs in Guyana, having started her business at the tender age of 13. And to every young person out there, especially those who feel out of touch and lost, her message to you is simple.
You can't expect something so traumatic to happen and then you to just pick up where you left off. That's not gonna happen. Don't even think that's gonna happen. It's not. Take how much ever time you need to just stop, heal, pull yourself back together. But one thing you need to remember is just don't stop completely. Always try and find any small little way to get back into it. Whether it be you start slow, you climb your way back up to the top. And this doesn't even have to be advice for people who are pursuing art. Anything, actually. Anything. If you have a passion about, let's say, music, acting, whatever it is, just don't stop. Because, this isn't, you didn't call it your passion in the beginning for nothing. It's your passion. It's in you all the time. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what you go through. Eventually, you're going to get back there. All you have to do is just give yourself that push if you don't have people around you that are going to push you, right? Just don't stop. That's my advice. Don't stop.